Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a really cool knife to show you. It came in this here shipping container, and it is shabam! This knife right here. This is the Cavol Knives Cobra. So this was designed by Oleg from O.Show. The man is an absolute legend. His design work is incredible. He is actually the one who designed this beauty right here that I'm working on with Divo knives and with Oleg to bring to market. This is the screwdriver. I'm really excited about that. But he just has a real eye for small detail. And if you look at this knife, you can see the incredible eye for detail that he has. And I got to give Cavol Knives huge credit as well for amazing execution. This was, it seems like a long time in the making, but that's kind of cool that they take their time, make sure they get it right. And I'm actually a really big fan of this, even though I'm not a karambit guy, right? If you know me, you know I'm not a karambit fan. I don't really carry these type of knives. But I'm always happy to check stuff out, and I can appreciate good design and good craftsmanship, and both of those exist here. So we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about their anniversary sale that they have going on, and they have this anniversary gift for the first 150 orders on their website during the sale. So right now, I think everything on their site is 15% off. At least most of the knives are 15% off, including this one, including the Cobra. And I think I saw this one was like $269. Let me do what some of you guys hate. Some people give me shit for taking my phone out during a video, but I want to be accurate. So, and you can see the phone, so I just think it works. So 308, it's 262 with the 15% off, and it comes in, they're calling this dark gray, and then they have a silver. So this is the silver. On the box it says white, and then they have a dark gray as well. And I think there might be more coming in the future. You know how they sometimes do Ultim and stuff like that, carbon. But you can see here, all the knives I can see are 15% off. I have reviews on every one of these, I think. So if you are interested in one of these and you want more information, check out my reviews on them. I'll try to put a playlist together, but you have the Karasu, the little front flipper. You have the Bucardo, which is a nice flipper knife. You have the Amuse and the Kamasu. This one's really cool. It has they have a version with glow carbon in it. This one's like a crazy kitchen knife, basically designed by a chef, and it does work for that really well. I did test that in the video. You have the Rip Back. This one I believe is from Tiguis, if I'm not mistaken. So is this one the Mantis? Excellent little Pakal style knife. Comes in titanium as well with a bark pattern. You have, that's the Kamasu with the glow. You have the Kage, which is another Tiguis Pakal style design with a front flipper. And then the one that started it all for me is the Denka. That was the first one I got from Cavol Knives. Absolutely fell in love with it. Such a good knife. I hate thumb discs, but this one works extremely well. It's a smaller knife, extremely ergonomic. Nice sheepsfoot blade, really sick construction and quality. I mean, the Denka feels like a Riot. This feels like a Riot produced knife. The Kage again, and then there's the Shimo, another front flipper with a hole design. I think that's all the knives that they've released so far. But let's talk about the Cobra again, and then I'm going to show you the anniversary gift. But this one has a flipper tab on it, and it's very low profile, but it works so well. It is a button lock, so you're looking at a plunge style button lock, but Oleg showed me the CAD file. He showed me his design and what he tried to do here. And basically what he did was he tried to reinforce the lockup, because he has, man, it's so hard for me to explain, and I don't want to get it wrong. But basically what he was saying is, on most plunge locks, what happens is the reason why people kind of are starting not to be into plunge locks anymore is because you can like spine whack them and kind of fail them or whatever. But basically what he told me was when it's open, the pressure of the blade basically is put in a normal cutting, force or whatever. The pressure is put against the plunge, right? It's put upon the button right there. So if you look at it, it's locking up onto that plunge right there. And then when you push down, if you're cutting or whatever, you're putting pressure onto that. But the way he designed it is he added this little angle in here so that when it clicks open, it actually is hitting the stop pin first. So that pressure is put on the stop pin, not on the plunge lock. And he thinks that is what can cause the button stick. So you're not getting these, he says, like, basically every time you open it and flip it open, you're getting these like sort of dents put into that plunge, into the stem there and the plunge area. And so over time, when you're flipping it open, you're doing that, and it's causing the button to stick because it's, got those dents or whatever. So in his design, that doesn't happen. It's kind of stopping at that stop pin and then the plunge can settle in. So it's kind of I would say it makes it sturdier, and it makes it to where the button is a lot smooth. Man, this button is incredibly smooth. It has extreme consistency. There is what feels like a detent to it. There's like very minimal movement. I almost said none, but I guess you could say there's like the slight, really nothing there. So it feels like a detent. It doesn't feel like a button lock. So that's awesome. And it's going to be a little sturdier when you're pressing it. Now, when you're going to whack it this way, I guess it would be, it would still just be going on the leverage of the lock or whatever. I'm not going to sit here and spine whack the shit out of it, but I'll give it a couple of whacks. Not failing. Basically, if someone takes the time to design a button lock properly, they usually are good. We've seen some cool designs from different companies like Dead Reckon Knives, and we've seen some USA-made stuff that uses a plunge lock, but they enhance it, right? That's basically what happened here. So you can trust this, is what I'm saying. It's not just like another Civivi button lock, basically. Anyway, I wanted to point that out because I thought it was a cool feature. He literally walked me through it, showed me the CAD file, explained it. He was like rotating it in the video and showing me. So very cool. And you can always check with Oleg if you want more details on that. But very good, consistent lockup feels nice and strong. It's not rocking. There's no movement at all. This thing is a tank. That's really not what you feel with button locks a lot, but this one is. Yet, I depress that button. There's no stick. It swings down perfectly. It's just beautiful, seamless, smooth action. It really is impressive. And then the detent just pops, no problem. So well done. Then you have this wave kind of thing going on here. And I can reverse flick it. So easy. It feels amazing when you fire off of that to do a reverse flick. I'll try it right-handed. I moved the clip, so it might be a little bit harder. I don't have the clip to grab, but there you go. So you can do it right-handed, no problem, especially if you're right-handed. And I'll show you how the clip reverses right now. So you need a flathead. Where's my little flat? Here it is. And a driver, obviously. I'll grab that screwdriver. Now, you probably want a smaller flathead than this. Mine happens to be a little bit large for the slot. That's what she said, but it's okay. I can still get a good enough angle on it and loosen it. Now, you know, take your time. I accidentally slipped a couple times and slid across the titanium, and I can't find any scratches. So, however they finish this, it's extremely resistant to scratching because I literally scratched it with this driver multiple times. I think I got it loose enough now, though, that I can just loosen it with my thumb. Okay, maybe not. I just don't want to take forever. And then that screw will come out. Like so. You just gotta wiggle the clip out. Like so. Flip it over. Like so. Drop it back in. Get the angle right, like so. And then you take your screw back in like so, and you tighten it down. Yeah, saw that coming. Let me put that away. I'm gonna use my... Nope. Make sure you try not, make sure you do the sort of reverse turn to try to stop any cross threading. I guess these screws are made of steel because I keep pulling it out on accident. Also what she said. There, you hear that click? That means I dropped into position and now I can tighten it. But before that, I was cross threading if I tightened. So just be careful with that. It'll be obvious because you'll be able to tighten it down to flush. So, and then I'm just gonna put a little tighten on it. Oh, let me get it tight first. There we go. And we're done. Now we're back to a right-handed clip. And now I have that clip there and I can reverse flick a little easier. Now I did carry this to test it out. The clip is a little tight. If you have like double thick reinforced pockets like I do, it was quite tight. I think part of that is they want it to be a little bit tight so you get, you're able to get a good grip and really yank it when you hit the wave thing here. But I also think my pants are a little bit thick on single seamed pants. I think it'll fit better. And you could probably adjust it a little bit, but it's a little tight. Basically, you just put it in your pocket and then you put your finger, this is what I did at least, put your finger in the ring and then you just kind of pull back and yank. I have a video on Instagram. Check out my reel on this knife and you'll see me do it. But you just yank it back and it'll grab, your pants will grab this piece right here and pull it out like that and it'll deploy the knife. Now, if you do it with actual pants, it should work a lot better like that. And it deployed fully every time I did it. So I had no issue with that. I think it was just the way I was doing it there. Yeah, that's me, I think. So you pull it back and then it deploys all the way and then you have your knife in whatever grip you're trying to put it in. It's very comfortable in this grip right here. I think this is sort of the fighting style for a karambit, right? Again, I'm not an expert, so feel free to tell me what I'm doing wrong here, but this feels really comfortable in hand. You have this little bit of jimping here to put your thumb down. I think that's the point of that. And now you can Doug Marcaida your way through hordes of zombies or whatever. And the cool thing with this is also you can put it with your pinky like this, and now it feels like a regular old folding knife. And I have an excellent grip right here for my thumb to press down, and I can do slicing through cardboard. I tested it on some cardboard I was cutting. yesterday, and it feels extremely sharp and slicey. Here's the box again, Cobra white stonewash. And that's one important thing I forgot to note is this is S90V steel. Usually they were using M390, but I'm glad to see them switch over to S90. And let's see if we can get the HRC, 60 to 61 HRC, which on S90V is actually pretty good. Where when you're talking about M390, it's like, okay, that's like bottom of, that's like what I have to have. S90V, that's actually really good, 60 to 61. It'll hold an edge a while. It'll be tough. Yeah, and that's what I meant to show you earlier. I can't do a thumb flick too well like this. Like I can do it, but it feels a little awkward to do it. But I found out I can do this move where I tuck my thumb underneath of it and then I like flick straight up, and it works really well. You just got to be careful. You don't want to cut yourself. It was, I guess, easier when I was off camera because I was just doing it over and over. Didn't have any issues. Just tuck your thumb under that and fire it up, basically. It's really fun. One of the coolest details on this knife is how that blade sits into the karambit ring. I've never seen that before. It looks really sick. It's dead nut centered, and it literally sits into that notch. So you're very close to the tip here, but it's not exposed. You cannot, get your finger into the tip. He was very careful about that. And I mean, it's just such a cool detail in my opinion. The machining on this seriously feels like a Brown Knives CNC custom feel. Like a Grimsmo. It's that good. It is extremely high quality, contoured, beautiful milling on the scales there. Look at that scalloping. I mean, it's just so cool. It's milled to the gills inside. One of the beautiful things about a plunge lock is that you don't need liners. You don't need all these crazy liners in there. So you can mill out everything. You can reduce weight immensely. Really cool. Good ergonomic grip as well. Plunge grind. You guys can check that out. Let me know what you think. I mean, this knife isn't really made for sharpening over and over, I guess. But it does have a sharpening notch there. So I suppose that's a good thing. And it does not fall on that. So if you wanted to use a Dremel and increase that, you could. Just pointing that out. There's just something about an expertly machine knife. I don't know how to explain that in a better way, but this knife just feels like it's made extremely well. And I have, what's the best word for it? I feel super confident with this knife. I guess that's the best way that I could put it. It's just a confidence-inspiring knife. And that doesn't happen a ton for me. I usually can find fault in a knife, right? Like, there's always something that bugs me. I can find a little bit of play here. I can find a little bit of play or wobble or rock or something there. I can find a little stick there. The detent doesn't feel right. The button, in this case, or the lock feels sticky, or, the reverse flick doesn't feel good. It's not unique enough. It's not, the size, it's too big. The biggest nitpick that I can make on this knife is the clip maybe is a little too tight. That's it. That's all I got. It's so much fun. And I'm like super impressed. And to say that about a button lock, to me is even more impressive, right? So I feel like, you know, they missed the boat a little bit on button locks because they were all the craze a couple years ago. But this knife has been in development for like 3 or 4 years. I was talking to Oleg about it. So no wonder it feels so damn refined, because it is. This thing has been refined for years and dialed in. And they didn't just rush it and release it when button locks were hot, right? They kept on refining it and making it better and better. And I, for one, respect the absolute shit out of that. You'll also notice that there is almost zero marking on this knife. You have the little Cavol logo there on the pivot. And you have S90V all the way down here, CPM S90V down there. And that is it. It doesn't have the designer's name on it. It doesn't have branding everywhere. It's just super clean. And yeah, excellent freaking knife. So real quick, we'll look at the packaging. Whoops. I wasn't kidding when I said it came in the shipping container, because that's literally what this looks like. And it's meant to look like a little shipping container. They always come with like a hank separately. And then down here we have a cloth, a Cavol pamphlet. We have, is this troll candy? What is this? Oh, extra hardware. See, man? That's why you gotta look. We have a full pivot set. We have extra bearings, 5mm 1/16. So that answers that question. If anybody wanted skips for this, you want the 5mm 1/16 13 balls or 12 balls. We have an extra button. Look at that. Beautiful little dot on it. You have an extra spring if for whatever reason you have an issue there. And then you get an extra clip screw and an extra, looks like barrel and another screw. Where's that screw go? I don't know. There's an extra screw in there, probably for the ring. Maybe that holds the ring on, like down here somewhere on the inside, I guess. Could be. My theory. God damn. It, you know what? And it sounds good too. I know it's unusual for me to be, whoops, just ripped off the cover there. I know it's unusual for me to be so excited about a karambit or a button lock or really, you know, anything that's not a sheep's foot, you know, liner lock or a lefty or something, but this just is special. So I'm gonna keep on saying it. So now let's talk about this. This is their 3rd anniversary gift that is coming with the first 150 orders on their anniversary sale. That sale has been going on for a day or so, but I believe there are still plenty of these left. So make sure you pick up a Cavol knife. Basically, if you buy a knife during the sale, you get one of these. That's how I understand it. First 150 orders, get one of these. I will read this. Hi, friends. Unconsciously, Cavol and you have gone through 3 years, 1,095 days. Thank you for your attention. There will be many more 3 years in the future. Looking forward to us stay true to our original aspirations and continue to innovate, never settle. There you go. Pause and read, take pictures, whatever. OEM, if you guys want OEM work. I have talked to them in case you're curious. This is a mast for like a sail. And then this is a neck knife. And it has this crazy necklace thing. Now, as far as I understand, they hand stitched the leather on here, and it feels really good. They sent me an email, and you can, or actually it's on their website. I'll link it down below. They have a whole story on what this is, what the background is on this, and I don't want to butcher it, so you guys should definitely go read that if you have interest. But essentially, what this is their first knife. So the first knife they were gonna bring to market back 3 years ago, I guess, and they never quite got it perfect. And that's kind of the thing with Cavol is, like I said, the Cobra here took, 3-4 years to get 3 years, I guess, to come to market. They keep refining and dialing in their designs and making sure that they're good before they release them, which I think is that's something I respect, right? It's something that personally I care about. I'm the same way. So what they did was they took that design. They had, I guess, 150 of these knives that they made the knives, and then they realized there was an issue with the lockup. I forget what it was. It wasn't, the geometry wasn't right. I don't know if it was easy to spine whack. So G-Ball will love this. But in their testing of their knife, they found it easy to spine whack. So they kept trying to fix it, and they couldn't get it right. So they just, they had it on the shelf, and they were going to get back to it at some point, I guess. So they decided to use it as part of their 3rd anniversary sort of like commemoration gift thing. And that's what this is. So they took the pieces of the knife and they put it in this resin. Look at that. That's sick, dude. And if you go on their website, you can see they have pictures of them pouring the resin and everything, which is wild to me. And you can see the handles, and what you'll see here is the tip of the blade, and then this part is missing. Well, that's what this is. They made a neck knife. They made a freaking neck knife out of the tip, or the tang of the blade. So this is the tang of that blade. I guess it would go like this. I don't know, maybe it goes like this. You get the point. This was that piece that's missing. And then they obviously sharpened it right here, and they made this little like neck knife dagger thing out of it. There's the detent ball hole and everything. Looks like it's DLC coded too. This one is anyway. And then they freaking hand stitched a sheath. I mean, that's just crazy. Look at that. Now, I will be honest with you. I don't think I would carry this because of that. I'd be very, very concerned that I would be wearing this and the sheath would come off, and then I would bend over and stab myself in the heart or something. So I wouldn't, actually carry this on my neck or anything. But it is a really cool piece. You have this interesting rope. I don't know what that is. But anyway, the theme, this goes in here. The theme that they were talking about in that post on their website is basically they're like resetting the ship, right? They're sending the ship in to be repaired, and then they're launching the ship back out. It's kind of a commemoration that way. They're using the pieces of the first knife as a anniversary commemoration thing, and I think that's really cool. So I wanted to show it to you guys, and I'm pretty glad that I got one of these. I got to find a spot for it. But basically they said you can put this on a desk or whatever. You could put knives on here. You could put a knife on here, whatever, and then you could hang shit from here if you wanted to. Like if you're somehow into jewelry or rings or something, you could you know, put stuff like that on it. But very cool. I appreciate it. And you can get one of those with the first 150 orders on their anniversary sale, which is currently going on. Again, there's a link down below if you guys want to pick one of these up or any of their knives. You can use my link. It does help the channel if you do that. I would appreciate it for sure. And I know they would appreciate it. And Oleg, O.Show would appreciate it if you pick up a Cobra. And this thing is fantastic. So that is my Cavol story for today. Guys, let me know what you think. What do you think on the Cobra, guys? Are you just as intrigued by it as I am, or is it not checking the boxes for you, or are you more excited? Those of you that are into karambits, I would love to hear your thoughts on the design. And I think this knife might convert a few people. I, for one, might be carrying a karambit for a little bit. Because it works as a regular knife really well too. Nice Tanto blade, and the blade is stonewashed, by the way, so it's very resistant to, you know, getting marked up and stuff like that. So yeah, all right, that's it. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later. Peace.